Hi guys, Crabby Chaos Coordinator here. Welcome back to our second episode in our micro-organization series. Today I'm going to take just 15 to 20 minutes and I'm going to tackle the second shelf in my bathroom pantry. So if you're ready to see how just a few minutes can transform a space, let's go ahead and get started. So today we are tackling this middle shelf here. So there's a number of things in here. A lot of this is backstock, to be honest. So I'd like to get some different containers, but for the time being, I'm gonna work with what I have and then see what might work best. So first things first, as I started with the last project and every organization project that I do, I'm gonna go ahead and empty everything out and start working with a clean slate. Okay, so now that I have an empty shelf, I'm ready to get started. I'm actually gonna grab the containers that I had for the backstock and move them down to this shelf. The reason being, I'd like to make this shelf completely nothing but backstock. This other shelf is at perfect height for me to just grab and go every day, and I think the other one is served better for backstock. I'm probably gonna end up pushing these containers back, but as you can see, this one still has a lot of room left in it. So I'm gonna get the rest of a few more items in here and see how much I can fit in here. So let me do that. And again, I'm storing like with like. So this was some of my body lotion. Okay, that fits perfectly there. And then let me see what else I have room for. I think I'm gonna grab my body washes as well. And yes, as I've said before, I do have quite a bit of backstock. I bought these items all when they were on sale. A lot of it came from either when I had an offer on Ibotta or from when I bought it on clearance in the Christmas section as the half off was there on the day after Christmas sales. I do that every single year. I'll link the video I have from a previous year's haul so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And then move this temporarily, and then I can fit, actually. I'm gonna put my extra magnesium lotion. I talked about this in my last video. I'll put that in there. And I'm gonna see if I can find a better home for this guy because it doesn't really fit with lotion. It fits more with hair. And I think that's gonna do it for this container. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide this to the back. And then these containers, I'm actually gonna slide over here since the idea is this is gonna be kind of modular. And that way everything, I still have a whole nother side of the shelf to work with. So this is perfect. So ultimately I do wanna get another set of these containers to go right in here just like they are. They would fit perfectly in there, but I don't have the means to go get them today. I don't live close to town. So I'm going to have to make do with what I have on hand, which I know a lot of you are pretty familiar with. So let me do a couple things first. I have a couple things that I found that I want to get rid of because I just didn't like them or they don't work very well. This here, I picked up on clearance last year. And I have a couple of them, and ultimately it's got the tan in it and I just didn't like the way it came out. Maybe it's just me, I'm sure it's operator error, but at any rate, I'm getting rid of that. And I also found that I had some extra body wash that honestly I don't really need, but I can pass it down to my kids. They still need some that are dusty. So they've obviously been in here for a while, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pass these so that my kids can use some of them in their bathroom and they can get used. I don't want anything to go to waste. So what I'm gonna do for the time being is I may just put the containers that I have back in here. Let me show you what that's gonna look like. Okay, the first container I'm gonna put back in is going to be our stash of cold medication. Sorry, this is really awkward. That's gonna go right in here. We do keep an abundance on stock because we don't live close to a major store, which means if we do go get some from our local pharmacy, it's gonna be way more expensive. And I always buy it when it's on sale. So, and it doesn't expire for a year and a half or so once you purchase it. So usually we manage to go through most of it well before its expiration date. Even though we are relatively healthy, it's always a good thing to have on hand. Okay, the next thing I'm putting in, I use witch hazel every single day. It's great to wipe off the day. Even if I haven't been wearing makeup, I use it every day. So it has its own home as well. So that's that. Now I have quite a bit of things that I don't have room for right now, and some of this is just gonna have to go in here without the containers. So it's not ideal, but we're gonna make do with what we have, right? So pushing these to the back, because again, these are back stock. These are items I don't use every single day. So the next thing I have quite a bit of is gonna be my micellar water, because I use that as a cleanser also. I don't have a super fancy pants, any kind of super fancy beauty routine. That is definitely not me. I am super simple when it comes to this. So I have those in here, and then, yeah, actually I think this is about it for the backstock cabinet. Let me bring you back to the top cabinet here so I can show you what we're working with to finish this whole thing off. Okay, so here's what we're working with now. Again, this is kind of a revamp of what I originally planned on, but you know, sometimes things don't go as planned. So we're gonna go ahead and finish this off. I have my lotions that I need to put back in here, and that's probably about it. So let me do that. And I think I'm actually going to bring the original idea of the Lazy Susan back. I may still end up with some things behind here, but that's okay. I'm just gonna see what this works with. So let me go ahead and get my lotions on here, because again, I like variety and I never know what I'm going to want, and this makes it much easier to get to things. This will mean I can see exactly what I have, so I don't go buying more than I need, for one. And for two, it means I'll be able to see what choices that I have in the morning. Real easy when I want to wear some lotion. So I think I might be able to fit a couple more things on here. I have one more lotion. And I can actually put this on here as well. And that'll finish that off. So I have everything up here in an easy to grab fashion now. So I have my body sprays over here and my lotions over here, all within easy reach every single morning because I use them every single day. I have a couple things that I need to redistribute through the house, but I think this will do for now. I will come back to this portion of the project once I have some more containers to kind of revamp the second shelf here. So we've got everything pretty well contained and everything is compartmentalized, so I can easily pull these out and get to the other container with my body washes behind. I don't need to switch it out that often, so it's not that big of a deal that I have to pull these out. And then for now, because I didn't have enough containers, or the right containers I should say, I just used what I had and put these other ones back here in the back with our cough and cold medicine, as well as my micellar water here in the front and my witch hazel in the back. I have other containers that I refill for that, so it's not a big deal to pull those out as well. So at this point, I'm actually gonna wrap this one up today. This one was super short. This one was probably 15 to 20 minutes max. It just goes to show you that a micro-organization project, you can still get something accomplished. It can still look so much better than when you started, and you don't have to spend all day on it. So as always, thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.